Namaste, everybody. We're going to do a class where the first third of the class, we warm up for shoulder stand. So if you'd like to get a blanket or two to put under your shoulders in the shoulder stand, please get that ready. We're going to do a lot of work around the back and the shoulders, and we'll warm up every part of the body so we can move into quite a long hold on the shoulder stand tonight. And as you know, if you don't like it, you can just get up against the wall with your feet. It will give you similar benefits. So start off in a cross-legged posture as we do. And make sure that there's comfort as you sit here. And hold a chin mudra with the fingers. The eyes closed, we're going to turn into the square breath. And we're going to put that together with a neck movement. So take your chin down to the bottom left. And as you breathe in, stretch that chin up to the side, top left of the block. Hold the breath as you take the chin over to the right diagonal. Breathe out, taking the chin to the bottom right. And when all the breath is out, hold it out and bring your chin back to the starting point. So count as you go. So it's maybe you count into about 6, stretching up, holding for 6, out 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, hold it out. In your own time, could be 4, could be 8, just do the in hold, out hold with a neck movement. And let this be your last square. Doing some lovely movements into that neck. And then we're going to change direction, so you'll start from the bottom right of your square. In breath, stretching top right. Holding the breath in, top left. Squeezing the breath out, bottom left. Holding it out, bottom right. I've done that quite quickly. Do it in your own slow time now. 3 or 4 squares. And all the time while doing this, find space in your spine. Grow beautifully tall. With soft shoulders. Soft hips. One more square. Hang your head in the center when you've finished. And next in breath, lift the chin to the ceiling. And breathe out, chin to chest. One more time. Lovely deep in breath through the nostrils, lifting up. And an out breath all the way down. When you bring your head up now, cross the hands behind the head and do a little gentle twist to each side. As you can feel, can't go very far. Just trying to get that shoulder back, 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 and then look up, resting your head in your hands. And as you come forward, bring the elbows to touch or close together. Open up again, elbows out, head up, and out breath. Rounded in the neck, and release. We're going to do a an easy twist to start with the left leg over the right, with the long leg anchored in a flexion. And then we're going to grow nice and tall as we grab that little leg close. On the in-breath, stretch the arm, look up and feel that you're growing towards the ceiling. And on the out-breath for 3, hold that twist. And maybe even do that little square breath, or at least a rectangular breath where you don't rush from the in to the out breath. And swing back after 3 breaths and open up to the second side, not moving that foot, growing tall, soft shoulders, and looking behind you. And release all of that on the other side. The foot is down, the knees nice and close, sitting bones are equal, and in-breath takes your spine tall, your eyes gaze up, and we hold for 3 with the right hand behind us. Remember to anchor this long leg, just to bring attention right down into the toes. And you engaging in some nice, slow breath work. Just giving you a tonic at the end of your day. If you're doing it in the morning, get you energized for the day. Come back on an in-breath and twist. So with these twists, the important part, apart from the twist, is the growth. So really get beautifully tall. Feel the muscles that are needed in your back and your core to get your spine with no pressure on it. And release forward. We're bringing the feet to Baddha Konasana, and they're going to be about torso distance away. So hang on to your ankles, pull yourself forward, maybe use your hands to push your elbows down, and then do that a few little soft times, and open up in your soles if you like, just resting on these and opening. You can feel it along the inner thighs. And then we're going to hold it forward. So maybe you could grab your toes now and lengthen forward. So I don't want you rounding down like that. I want you to grow tall and come forward and finally drop your head. Feel like you're trying to stretch right from the base of the spine. And roll up. Tucking your toes to sit into the rock. And let's just do some more shoulder movements. Just easy big circles. Bringing attention to that part of your body. And then stretching your fingers out in front. Grabbing the hands, the fingers with one hand, pulling them back. A nice stretch. A thumb stretch. Pulling it back. Other hand, pull the fingers back and pull the thumb back. Cross the fingers and push them towards the screen. Breathe in and stretch tall. Breathe out and to one side. Keep the spine just upright to begin with. And then you can start to pull on the bottom hand. Keep your sitting bone down, but you want it to stretch from that hip up to the arm, and with a lovely side stretch. And breathe in and grow tall with the hands, palms to the ceiling. Bring it down. Grow into that elbow to begin with. Deep breath in. And your out breath will take you down. Just hanging there. And release up. A hug. Sorry, first a flexion. Flexion. And a circle. And the other way. And then a circle in the wrist. Both directions. And then a hug. I'm walking my fingers to get hold of the shoulder blades behind me. And now I'm just doing little twists, quite quick twists from side to side. And then keep the arms like that. Just pull them up and hold the elbows. And we'll do another side stretch. Breath in and breath out. Breath in, lift. And over to the other side. Breath in, lift. And release. For the second time, what we're going to do with the fingers, I'll hold them in front so you can see just some little finger movements. Little fingers out. 2 fingers out. 3 fingers out. And again. 1, 2, 3. Stretch to the side. And we're doing the hug the other way. Other arm on top. Nice, and stretch up. Other arm on top. Deep breath in. And a side stretch. Keep the sitting bone down. Keep the neck comfortable. Breath and lift, breath in and lift. Breath out, lower. Stretch up, release down. We're going to a pose of the child with the feet slightly apart. We're making fists and placing it on our belly, and we're going to do a little movement, a circular movement. Let me just show you like this, clockwise around the belly, but in pose of the child. So, place your hands there. Don't do this if you have stomach issues or if you have any diarrhea. Actually gets the belly, it gets the gut working. So, stretch nice and long with the hands there, dropping the forehead to the floor. And then just turn the wrists so you can feel quite a strong massage happening in your large intestine. And you can just move it so it feels like a nice massage. And release the hands onto the floor next to you. Take the forehead far away and roll onto the crown of the head. And roll down. Keep going with that movement. A little hair, but the hands are at your legs and you just drag them on the floor as you roll up. And release them as you come down. Breathing in, rolling up. Breathing out, rolling down. We're going to little bird. We're going to stay up on the crown of the head next time you're up. And you're going to place your wrists underneath your elbows. Try to get them parallel to the floor. Tucking in the toes behind you. Come up with the bum in the air and straight legs. Don't move your neck. Walk in. Place your knees on the little shelf of your arms. The toes touching. You've taken a little bird balance. Or if you're not comfortable with that, you'll just keep those feet out behind you, stretched on the floor, but with all the weight on the crown of the head. Just stay here for another breath or two if you're comfortable. Feeling as light as a feather. or working towards that. And when you're ready, roll down into a pose of the child again. Tuck in the chin and roll up gently. Very nice. Okay, more preparation for the shoulder stand now. Into a table, pulling up the belly to make your strong table feeling. And then when we do cat-cow, we're going to think about the three parts of the back, the shoulders, the middle back around the bra, and then the lower back. So start your cat-cow, looking up and down. And now start to think about the shoulders and work to open those shoulders and to work more in that top part of the back in the stretch. All up to those of you pulling in the ribs and pulling across the shoulders. Looking up on an in-breath, looking at your belly on an out-breath. Second part now, moving to the area around your bra strap, the area around the solar plexus, around the ribs and lungs, so middle of your back. So focus more on pulling up into that area. It's slightly different, and the muscles that you use in your belly are slightly different. There. And now we're going to move into belly and lumbar spine. So now pull more back into the lower back when you round up. Not forgetting your breath. Pull up the belly at the end of your out breath in this rounded position. In breath, looking up. And now tuck in the toes. Push up into a dog with bent legs for a while. Keep them bent. Sitting bones back towards the wall. And then slowly, maybe one at a time, take those feet, heels to the ground. Maybe just walk them. And keep them down and hang in your dog. Nicely spread palms. Pushing on them. Feel it in your legs, so get those heels down, lengthen the back, find space between the vertebrae, even in this posture. Now take your right hand to your right ankle, but try and keep the weight on the feet equal. Release the hand, back into your dog, get into the nice position, and take your left hand to your left ankle. Deep breath in. If you feel like you're pulling over to the right, that's nice that you've noticed it, and then adjust. Equal weight on the feet, and the same weight that you had on that right hand when both hands are down. And now we're going to take a little rest into a pose of the child again, hands as you like, just recovery, because we're going back up. And come up into your dog a second time. Time to adjust, palms nicely open. Now I want you to bring your right leg into the middle of the hands and the left leg in front of that. So I'll do it the other way. Okay. So it's if you were standing on a line, one foot behind the other, and then lift the back heel, bring your weight forward onto the hands, and stretch back to that heel. It's like a dog, but you're on a tightrope with your feet, stretching up and down, and stretching up and down. Swap over feet. Foot feels like it's in the middle.
If you've got one of those mats that got the alignment on it, it's quite nice to use it. If you can straighten your legs, do. If you can't, it doesn't really matter. But bring your weight forward a little and place the heel down. So you're sort of coming forward onto the weight of the hands and the front foot, and then onto that back heel. And we're just doing this dynamically. Belly sticking out. And what this one prepares you for is headstand, although we're not doing it today. But you can feel, because from here you could then push up into handstand. I'm just demonstrating that we're not doing it. Right, drop onto your knees and come up. To move the shoulders in circles again and bring them forward as well. Okay, another important preparation for shoulder stand is rolling ball. It's a really lovely one to do. And we also want to then get into neck stretching, which this one does. And the rolling ball we're going to do tonight or today is with crossed legs. So you're going to hold the toes, and before you start, just pull them away pull the big toes away from the little toes. And when you're ready, you want to feel like you're going to be a little ball. So you want to round and stretch back. When you come forward, you can drop your head and breathe out your mouth. We can do that in the comfort of our homes. We did this in the class yesterday. But we can't do that nice out breath. But on Zoom and recording, you can. So it's an in-breath back through the nostrils. And start the out-breath as you start the movement, and sort of a lovely deep sigh out the mouth. And you can swap over. Other foot in front. Into your little rock. How smooth can you get your rolling ball? So bend your legs from Halasana behind you. Bend them quite fast. And remember the out breath through the mouth as you come forward. So de-stressing and relaxing. Stay forward and rest down. Heavy head, throwing the body forward. And then rolling up. Feet planted on the mat, nice and tall. Hold on to your knees. And do the little cat-cow in this position. So look up and round your back. And breathe in, open the chest. And out, breath, open the shoulders. One more. And this last one now, you can roll yourself down, preparing for bridge. Bridge with a hold, but first dynamically. So you can stretch the hands up and grab your left wrist with your right hand and just stretch your arm. And when you release it, put the shoulder down and stretch the other, hold the wrist and lift it and place it down. Palms now stretch down to the ground next to you, and feet are slightly apart and heels are nice and close to the bottom, not too close. It's a comfortable position. Probably what you could do is just touch the back of your heels, and then you know you're in the right position. So bridge tonight is with arms. When you stretch up and lift up, your hands simultaneously stretch to the top and breathe out all the way down, one vertebra at a time. Keeping your chin nicely tucked in, keep going in your bridge. Feel the strength in your legs. Feel the quads working strongly. Feel your back doing the pelvic tilt nicely. And two more. Extend your breath as you extend this long, important movement, this bridge. It really is wonderful for the area around the lower back and belly. And with your glutes strong, your back gets protection. So we're staying up now. Your hands are going to move, but your upper body is going to stay nice and high. We're going to bring these hands underneath our bodies, trying to rest and use the arms as little tent poles underneath the body. So you've got it quite nice and high. If you can do that, then bring the knee in and stretch a straight leg to the side with the pointed toe. Flex ankle and bring it down. And the second side, bring the knee up, stretch the leg tall, flex the ankle, and bring it down. Stay up, and now the hands join underneath the body. Clasped, I'm walking my elbows nice and close to each other. I've got my baby fingers, the sides and the backs of my baby fingers on the floor, and the rest of my fingers clasped. Don't move your neck. Stay up nice and tall. Lots of work happening across the chest, in the shoulders. Get your hips nicely high. Breathe in. Breathe out. And slowly roll down and lie on your hands now. So release them and lie on the tops of your hands and stretch your legs out. So the counter pose to shoulder stand is the fish, but we're going to do it as a preparation tonight. And then you lift up on your elbows, facing the head down. So we're doing it in reverse order. We're opening up the throat tonight first. Breathe in deeply, and when you breathe out, stick your tongue out and make a little noise. The lion. Breathe in nostrils, out breath lion. Breathe in nostrils, out breath, stick out the breath with your tongue. And close your mouth. And when you come back down, tuck in your chin nicely. Bend your legs and take your hands out. Just lift them above your eyes, and you can shake them or circle them. Just take weight off them and anything you need to do there. Then you're going to do a hamstring stretch, keeping the left leg bent, right leg in, squeeze it tight, and holding your leg in your strap or your hands. Hold a candle. Toe down, heel up, sacrum relaxed, shoulders on the ground. So if you find you're doing sort of this with your chin in the air, rather drop your hands down your leg a little so that you've got a nice feeling across your open shoulders. And from here we're going to straighten out the bottom leg. Keep that top leg where it is. A nice relaxation across the sacrum, but lots of work happening in that leg. Then open it up to a happy baby on the right side. Now you're going to try and remember how it was to be a baby, and you're going to bring your left hand to that foot, and you're going to bring that toe towards your forehead or your mouth. Maybe do both, third eye touch, and bring it in and release it on the ground, and then take it over the body. So supported twist, leg over, looking right, and the other side. So we'll start off with the right bent leg and candle with the left leg. So relax into the base of the spine. Tuck in the chin. Flexion as strongly as you can.
And after you've held that for a while, you can stretch out to the bottom leg and keep all the attention in these legs, these two strong legs. Don't let this leg pull you over. I want you to really feel like your sitting bones or your buttocks are equally weighted to the floor. We're going to half back into half happy baby. Ankle above knee, tuck in the chin. Then grab that foot with both hands and see if you could touch your forehead with it. You could touch your chin. Or you're just pulling it in with both hands and all your might. Opening up, and then this Wadha Konasana will feel very nice and easy. Soles together, knees out, and a rock from side to side. Happy baby, both sides now. Chin. Wide-legged stretch, holding onto the big toes or placing your hands on your legs. Deep breath, release. Bring both feet into the candle now. Shoulders down. And release the hold on your feet. Keep them there and hands at your sides. Leg lifts, right and lift, left and lift. Do 3 or 4 more. The in-breath lifts the leg, the out-breath releases it. It's very still from your hips up. We've done an equal amount. Rock yourself up for the Utkatasana squat. I'm doing this a lot lately. The benefits are so huge. I'm just loving it, and I hope you are as well. And we can just start it from a position, a down position tonight. So get yourself into 45 degrees with the feet. Come into little malasana or squat. Hands together. Now grow. So it's so easy just to sort of collapse into it. But I want you to feel like you really can push these knees apart. Just look down at them. They're in the right position. And now grow tall. Through the neck, up through the spine. And sink down. Muladhara chakra. How are your feet on the floor? Are you collapsing into your insteps? And if so, pull them up a little. And then how would it be to lift a heel and release it, another heel and release it. And down, and then just move slowly from side to side. It's a small movement, just take your weight from left to right. Hands to the ground. Pump action as you stretch up, and when you're up there, heel toe in so that your feet touch each other and you're in halasana. And then your halasana variation you feel like. There are various options for it. Maybe you could try a little bend and stretch first, which is a nice way, although the hamstrings are nicely stretched, so let's do that 2 or 3 times. Then you could do the monkey stretch, where you're standing onto your palms,
all of my palms are underneath my feet. I love this one. You can feel the feet massaging into the palms. Drop the head. And if you can do that one, you can probably do something a bit stronger than that, which is to bend the legs, to place the inside of the arms on the backs of the calves, and then to stretch out. And just do your thing with halasana. Again, I'm trying to stretch my crown to the ground to find space again in the vertebrae. And now as a little relief, take your hands behind your back, clasp them together, stretch them up and over, try and get the palms close, and that will take you, or your shins and foreheads towards each other. And release the arms, and soften the legs, and roll up. Nice and smoothly into standing, where we move the shoulders again. One of those things we've got to sort of keep reminding ourselves, or keep doing, especially when you've been on the computer driving. Just pull them back, and we're coming to a tree balance. A little easy balance with foot if you like, onto calf if you're feeling a bit unsteady tonight, or into the inner thigh. Hands can rest, one hand can rest on your leg, and the other can rest on your heart. That's where we're putting our hands in our tree tonight. Find a spot to stare at. And find that you don't want to sink into the hip, you want to grow tall. Place the foot that's on your leg in front of the other, standing on that tightrope. Come up onto the balls of the feet as you stretch your arms up. And breathe out and come down. Uttanasana, stretch the arms up and stretch to the ground. You're not holding it too much, you're just feeling that balance and then stretching up. And now a back bend in that position. So you can open up your arms, look up to the sky, stretch into your back bend. And breathe in and come up for a side stretch. You can grab your wrist and you're going to go to both sides. Lovely challenge with the feet like this. Stretch it up, grab the other wrist and over. Nice. I'm imagining it's nice for you. And big circles. And all of that on the other side. So tree with the second leg. Same place as you did it the first time. Same hand movement. And as you place your hand on your heart, just feel the comfort that brings, that little mudra. If you were supported and held. Just enjoy a silent tree.
and an internal balance that comes with this asana. This foot's going in front of the other. Breathe in and stretch up. Probably doing this in a different order. I know I am. A back bend. And Uttanasana. And lifting up onto the balls of the feet as you come up with your hands and stretch nice and tall. And then the side stretch, back onto the heels, grab the wrist, and over. In breath center, change hands, out breath, over. In breath lift, out breath, release. Wide-legged stretch. Quite a nice wide one tonight. Take those feet out. Really extend to where you feel it is a bit of a challenge to have your legs there. Slide your hands down and grab hold of the ankles if you can. And even a little wider now as you take your crown towards the ground. We're just not holding this for too long. We're using it to get into a lunge. So bring the hands underneath the head, come up, and lunge to the front of your mat. Tighten the back quad, and come up for a twist with the elbow past the knee, the hand on the shoulder, and the other hand behind your back. So you're looking behind you, quite nice and steady on those legs. You tighten that back quad, it feels a bit better, and you've got your knee above your ankle in the front, it's easier. And release that, and move to wide angle, and stretch your legs to the arms to the front, chest to the ground. And to the second side. Knee above ankle, strong back leg. And when you're ready, come up, take the elbow past, place it on the shoulder, and drop the other hand behind your waist. Concentrate on feeling steady and strong in the legs. One more breath. And release. Coming back to wide legs. And rolling yourself up. And we are getting ready for our shoulder stand now. So, if you'd like to, and you have got some soft blocks or a couple of blankets or a nice thick blanket, you can make a little shelf for your shoulders. It's so dark you can't see. So I've got these little things. But basically you make a shelf that is long enough for you to rest this part of your arm on so that your head drops down. Okay, so just play with that a little bit. I'm going to do it this way. And then you're going to position yourself. You can just do the classic one as well. But because we haven't done shoulder stand for a while, I was thinking that a bit of elevation under your shoulders is so nice for the neck. So get yourself up, and now I can drop my head back down, as you can see, and my shoulders are at the edge of your soft blocks or your blanket, or even a rolled up mat. And last night in the yoga class, we didn't want to all use the blocks because of COVID. We just rolled our mats up into thirds. 1, 2, and that gives you a bit of a height, and it makes all the difference. When you're ready, bring the knees up, and just to start, just stretch them up, and take them to 45 degrees, and then roll up you go, walking your hands on your shoulders, along your shoulders, down your back. It's not focused there. So I'm walking my elbows as close as they can be together towards each other. I'm walking my hands down my back and having nice flat palms. Now, don't move your neck. You should feel like a lovely tall candle. The feet are relaxed, the quads are working. I'm going to hold this statically for the next minute or two. Right, bring your right knee down to your forehead and stretch it up. Bring your left knee down to your forehead and stretch it up. Bring your soles together and bring your heels to your groin. Knees are out to the side, don't move your neck. If you're happy in this position, a real shoulder stand, you can take your hands to your knees and really balance on those shoulders. Otherwise, keep holding your spine if you feel you need it. You need to be lifting up and pulling up. And you can even do wide leg here. And bring them back. And bring your knees together and both knees to touch your forehead. Again, if you're strong and you know this well, you can do it without the support of your hands. But have the support of your hands if you feel you need it. Still holding the back. Otherwise, you can stretch your hands up either side of your legs. I'm resting very lightly with the knees on the forehead. And everyone support their back and move to halasana with your feet up behind you. Oh, I've luckily got a wall here, so I will use it. Very comforting. Halasana is the plow. You stretch your hands the other way, clasping the fingers if you are advanced. Otherwise, support your back. And you know this whole sequence to come out of it when you've had enough. So stretch back up into shoulder stand if you're still with me. And come down into a supported bridge with your thumbs pointing towards each other. Or roll down. You choose your method of coming down. And slowly, one vertebra at a time, come out of it. Getting off your little shelf. And hugging your knees to your chest for Upanasana. In and out. Toes together now, and the mirror butterfly legs as you circle your knees towards you and out. And change direction. Nice little position now, just the feet on the ground, the hands behind the head. And we're just going to drop the knees very lazily and happily over to each side in your own time. Then the feet in Baddha Konasana, soles together, knees out. So resting pose. Move to a square breath. And then let's release the back of that neck by just rocking up and sitting in that Baddha Konasana, knees up, resting on the hands and stretching up. We're doing this instead of the classic fish. Onto Tendrasana and then onto the elbows. Same thing, just stretch back. Where it once was all tight in the throat, you release. And push yourself up into Paschimottanasana. Straight out legs. Take out the flesh. Stretch up on an in-breath. And stretch forward on an out-breath. Dropping the head and chin. Breathing in and lifting up. And out and down. We're going to have our last posture is the Sphinx tonight. You're on your mat, you're on your belly, you're on your elbows, pulling your belly up and feeling that you're not sinking into your body like that. You grow as tall as you can and now pull your belly up. And now look up. And look ahead. And keep working this feeling of growing in your upper body. Belly up. Looking left. And looking right. If you're tired, you can lie on your belly or you could do some little cobras. And if you'd like to do a plank on the elbows, tuck in from here and lift up. Feet can be slightly apart. Feel like you're trying to tuck in your tailbone a little. Belly up. You can have your hands on the side like that. It's not too serious as long as your elbows under your shoulders. Drop onto the knees and pull yourself back into a child's pose. In breath and out breath. Then come forward into an extended cat. Bending your chin to the ground. So you can feel your neck, your upper body. You've had quite a lot of work on them today. And maybe when you move to Shavasana now, you might like a pillow under your head. Just as a little peace offering to the body that's worked hard. So we've got 4 or 5 minutes of Shavasana. Put off the lights, get a blanket, put your music on. You're using a pillow. It feels quite nice. Stretching out the legs, stretching out with the palms facing the sky. And just taking a bit of time to lengthen into the right leg, into the left, into the right arm and the left. And to soften into the spine, all the way down. As a release of tension, open your mouth and find a yawn. And just release all the muscles around the mouth, soften around the eyes. And instead of square breath, we're going to do circular breathing. But it's that same in, hold, out breath. The dog's trying to get in. Okay, so just feel that you watch the spaces between the in and out breath in your circle. Letting go with each breath. Stay in Shavasana. We'll slowly start to come out of it. When you seated back, you started in Sukhasana. Feel the change that has happened in the last hour. Feel the length you've created in your body through the stretching, and feel the length you've created, or the space you've created in your internal dialogue, emotion, through that breath work, and through your very focused attention through this hour. And hopefully you have connected with purity inside you, which has helped you let go of a lot of the busyness and noisiness that happens in the day. I love the light, which shows me the way. I shall endure the dark, which shows me the stars. And place your left hand flat on your heart and your right hand covering that. Dropping your head slightly. Connecting and appreciating and being still. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. And keep practicing.